Hi Gemini, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. Ruth here with your monthly May intuitive reading. Intuitive because I do not decide what these readings are about. The cards do, okay? So the first card will determine the focus of this reading and how you're entering this time period of May. And I'm going to stop talking now. Okay, the first how you're entering this time period in May is the Ten of Swords. Interestingly, when I was shuffling and before I turned the camera on, the card at the base of the reading was the Nine of Swords. This is the past, the recent past where you've been at. You've got the Ten of Cups. So you were in the past very happy, or something made you extremely happy. Foundational energies, what's pushing you forward, what may have caused this is the King of Cups, which means this potentially is going to be a love reading or a love situation for you guys. It also suggests that obviously it's been an extremely emotional time. There is you are a Gemini, so we've got the divine masculine, divine feminine aspects of you, the twins, if you will. So you've got the mental consciousness and the emotions and the emotional consciousness and emotional intuition. This is where you're heading to in the month of May. And then we're going to have some outcomes. We'll look at these toward the end, obviously. I will clarify these energies. Some clarification cards come out immediately. Others come out during the course of the reading. So just bear with me. Yeah. You also, it's funny, I've done these intuitive messages that I call them for the last 2 months. That's a clarifying card. And okay, that's it. Card at the two again. The base cards as well. Okay, cards at the base of the reading. These are your energies. You've got Judgment clarified by the Knight of Cups. Okay, quite obviously. And the card beneath that, which is not for you, but just doing energy beneath that, is the Ten of Wands. Okay, we're going to clarify all these energies as we go. It's interesting because I've been doing these messages for the last intuitive messages for the last 2 months, and I've decided on my spread, and then each month I do them, there seems to be an additional sort of intuitive message that seems to come through. And this month it happens to be a message from higher self, or your ascended masters, etc. So that's that message here. So we can see what your message intuitively is looking like. It's about, okay. We have got the energy of the card at the base of the reading, Judgment and the Knight of Cups. So this is showing a kind of a reckoning when potentially it comes to a very emotional situation, potentially a love situation that you've been dealing with, that you've been facing. Now, the Knights move towards Judgment. So this is suggestive that there is going to be, there's this energy, let me just rephrase actually. You are being moved towards Judgment. You are being moved towards Judgment. You're feeling the energy, riding the energy of Judgment. Now, this could be you or the person that you're dealing with, but I feel like it's you moving towards your Judgment. This could mean that there's a conversation, an apology, an expression of love. I feel like this is something maybe that has been repeated, or that will be repeated, or the reason that I'm getting repeat may be because of some sort of reconciliation that is coming back, that is coming around, or that is coming back around in the month of May. There seems to be a reckoning with Judgment. It's card 20, so it always suggests with that 0 in there that there's an opportunity for a new start, a new beginning. And 2s are about commitment. So in this instance, it's about awakenings and awareness. You are bang in line with the universe, with the astrology that's occurring right now. I record this on the 27th, actually, and Pluto goes retrograde in Capricorn, but we've just had the Scorpio full moon, or the Pink Supermoon. You can see details of that below, actually. And it is really a time of awakening, awareness, truths, coming into truths, and especially in those areas of what we want to manifest, including love, changes that need to be made. And then Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, long-standing changes, long-standing lessons, long-standing things that you've held on to, maybe, or that the other person's held on to. It's time for change, and it's time for movement. There could be, as I said, a reunion, a coming back around, but let's see where you start. And it's interesting because you enter this month of May with the 10 of Swords, so lots of thinking which you're comfortable with. I just have to show you this, it keeps winking at me. 111. So there is an opportunity for a new start, a new beginning. We've already seen 3 tens today already in your reading, and there may be some more. Okay, we've got the 10 of Swords, and there's a clarifying card here. What did I just say? We may well see another one. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. It seems that you come into this month of May with been doing some heavy thinking, trying to work a situation out, trying to apply logic to a situation, trying to understand a situation, trying to understand what you want, why you think, why things turned out the way that they did. It's interesting though, because underlying that, or driving this energy of the 10 of Swords, is this energy of the King of Cups, okay, which is deep emotions, which is emotions that may be hidden, emotional maturity, which means that sometimes we may not express fully how we feel as the King of Cups. It seems that situation is now changing for you. We know when we get a 10 that I've explained this already, but we know when we get a 10 that we've reached the end of something, or there's a new beginning, because it's the 1 and the 0. So the 1 obviously represents new beginning, initiation, you initiating new things, aces, if you will. But also, it's also a choice, really, of how you now move forward, because you've thought about it, and it's you want to bring about change to this thinking. You want to bring about change of perspective. You may want to, you may not want to. The choice is yours. You get to choose what you do. But it seems that there was a huge amount of happiness in your recent past. We'll look at that closely in a second. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It seems like there was a huge amount of happiness in your past, and then that was blocked for some reason. But there's energy of love with the 10 of Cups, emotional abundance, emotional fulfillment, happiness, joy, seeing that bright future, experiencing that bliss, experiencing that unity and that connection with somebody. And that this would be or something, if this is you for work, then it's you for work, but I'm feeling it's love, so I'm going to just talk about that. You felt this passion, this love, you had this love, and it seems like this, like, to you, in a way, it seems like it was here, you could see it, but somehow for you, maybe it was out of reach. You thought it was out of reach, you felt it was out of reach, but this was something that remained within you. You didn't express this to the other person, you weren't open about this, you thought about this and you sat on this. That's absolutely fine to do. There's no reason why you can't do that. Because it leads us to these type of energies of judgment, where we actually start to understand the truth about what it is we feel. It leads us to these energies of the Hanged Man if we're not sharing, if we're keeping our emotions hidden, if we're keeping our emotions to ourselves until we know what it is we want, until we know what it is we want to get. We have to come into the awareness, the understanding, the realization of what can I do, what do I desire, how do I truly feel, what is the purpose of this situation. And it seems like you've been spending a lot of time mulling over this with the Hanged Man there. It seems like there's been a lot of time hanging over it. That may have felt, this is your recent past, so that may have felt frustrating, but it has brought you into awareness now. It seems to have brought you to a place, this thinking, this sitting potentially on your feelings or not expressing what you're feeling, maybe. It's brought you to this place of the Ten of Swords now. And that Ten of Swords energy is about you now understanding that whatever it is you felt, whatever it is you were nervous about, worried about, potentially, you're at the end of the pain, you're at the end of the worry. You're not going to worry about this anymore. It's time to bring about this change. I want to just look at this King of Cups a bit more closely. King energy, or divine masculine, so it's all about the things that we do, the actions that we take. So it seems like, and by actions are what we say, what we do, and what we think. They are our actions. And in this instance also how we feel and how we deal with how we feel, how we express how we feel. It seems like you have been at least acknowledging that you have feelings, or you are, it's in a sense, this is what's driving you, this is what's felt from within. So even if there's been frustration, or there's been agonizing over something, or over one thing or another, or stressing out, you know, being curious, being uncertain, even if you've been spending a lot of time in your mind thinking, it's because that thinking has been because of what is felt. And even if you weren't fully aware, or even if you didn't really know clearly that what was felt was this Ten of Cups in this connection, which we'll talk about further in a second, you still, the experience of these feelings, deep as they may have been, the experience of all this has actually helped you to think, has actually helped you to uncover, has actually helped you to understand, has actually brought you into this moment of judgment. And by judgment we mean things are exposed, things are revealed to you, to your awareness, things become clear. It can be very confronting, I always say, this energy of judgment, but what it does help us to do is bring about these change. It does help us, it brings us into awareness. And it seems like that's where we're coming to, that's where you're coming to, because in your near future, you are, so in the month of May, you are in this position of the Hierophant, where you have this direct connection to your higher self, you have this direct connection to your intuitive self, you have this direct connection to your divine masculine and to your divine feminine, and you are able to bring that down into the earthly plane. You are able to be wise here, not just in your mind, not just in what you tell yourself, not just in how you can convince yourself that you're over this, or that you're through it, or that you're better off without, or whatever. You can now bring that wisdom down to the earth. You can now manifest that wisdom with the Nine of Swords. You know, as I said, this card was here at the base of the reading. It's something, it's like higher level commitment. And I never say that with the Hierophant card. I always say with the Hierophant card, you know, there's the truth and there's everything else. And you can live your truth, you can accept your truth, or you do everything, or you exist in the everything else world. And we all exist in the world which is truth and everything else. And just as the Hierophant does. And the Hierophant either is going to produce more of the everything else, or, which is what you worry about, or the Hierophant is gonna just accept the truth and live the truth. And if you read the description box when I talk about the effect of the supermoon, the pink supermoon, that's exactly really the pristine clarity that's on offer for us at this time. Is exactly the energy of the Hierophant in a way. I mean, there's lots of Taurus. It's all Taurus. It's all Taurus. The astrology for April. Taurus. The Venus Taurus, Mercury Taurus, Sun in Taurus. Obviously, it's Taurus season. And it seems like maybe there was a belief, a long-held belief that you had about yourself, or an understanding of yourself about your ability to be in a high-level commitment, your ability to have that and achieve that. And that's what I feel that you've worried about. Now wants to come the message of the higher self, of your spirit guides, whatever you want to call them, God, universe. So look, we've got 1 1 and then 2, haven't we? 1 1 1 1. So anyway, we've got these energies here. So let me just listen. Okay, it's coming through like a paragraph. Okay, let me try to repeat what was just said. There's a space now between where you are and where you want to go. You must pick a side. So that's the message. There's a space now between where you are and where you want to go. You must pick a side. I feel like it's this. I feel like that's how it is, the message. I feel like you have the choice to remain in indecision, or to commit to that indecision. Number 2 is about commitments, or to elicit a brand new start. And by elicit a brand new start, it means move toward what you are passionate about. Act on what you are passionate about. Act on what draws you in. Look at the time, 1 2 1. That's maybe it should be that in the middle then, I don't know. Anyway, 1 2 1, maybe it's telling me. Anyway, but that's the message that just came through for you. So there's a space between where you are and where you want to be. You must decide in May. You must decide whether to remain here in the thinking, or whether to move toward the thing that you're passionate about, the thing that pulls you in, the thing that you're drawn toward. That the choice is yours, and the universe is giving you that choice. There's no right or wrong answer, but clearly the universe is maybe encouraging you to do this, to express. Remember, it's active energy. With it being masculine, it's about what we do. And you seem to be agonizing about the whether it's your ability to have a higher level commitment, whether it's your trust in the messages that you are receiving, or trusting in your intuition. You are, there's a sense of, and I feel like that's what you feel. I feel like you think in your mind that you are in control of this situation, of this love situation, because you're able to think it through logically. You're able to apply your beautiful logic, Gemini. You're able to apply that. You're able to apply your intellect and your intelligence, which you are highly tick on both of those things. But I don't feel, you think that it's the thinking that's getting you to feel better, but actually this is what's driving everything. The King of Cups. The King of Cups is driving everything. That emotion is driving everything. There's something that you've left behind which made you happy, or there's someone that's left you behind that made you happy, and you are deciding to either remain in indecision, the 2 of Swords, or to move toward the thing that you're passionate about, the thing that pulls you in, the Ace of Wands. Let's look at what the outcome is going to be. Now, the potential is that you obviously make the decision clearly. You clearly understand that you want change, and that change is being driven by the King of Cups. The underlying energy of Judgment and the Knight of Cups suggesting that reunion. So it might be that you've left someone behind and you want to go back with that person. You want to speak to that person, or they want to speak to you. Next week, when we do the love readings, we'll look specifically at your person, how they feel, you, how you feel, etc. Blah, blah, blah. We'll look at that specifically, but this is the intuitive message. So it's obviously, even when I was brushing my teeth before I started, messages were coming through for you, Gemini. Let's look then at these outcomes here. The 2 of Wands, the Moon card, the Knight of Wands. Okay, so Now, I'm drawn immediately to this line here. I'm drawn immediately to this line here of the King of Cups, the Moon, Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Swords. I'm drawn because I feel like there is so much, there's so much deep knowing and will. It's like your soul, even maybe some of you maybe aren't even in your mind conscious of this, but I feel it. Your soul is moving, it's rumbling, it's shifting, it's changing, and it's bringing about this Wheel of Fortune. So a change is definitely coming in your life when it comes to love, romance, emotions, your expression of them. I'm not fully clear whether you are aware of the true depths of your emotions, or of your emotional connection that you have with another person. It's so deep. I can feel it so deep, and it really is. It's really shifting things in your world, in your life, in your body, in your reality, in your experience of reality. It's really shifting things, and I need more energy. I want more energies. I mean, I definitely see, if we look, you know, there's a want to go to dive into the unknown, to go toward the unknown. And I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like you do. Look, that's what's on the bottom there, the Chariot. I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like you're moving toward the unknown. I feel this is exactly what you need to do. This is the Knight of Wands is out and about this month, and it's beautiful to see, holding onto that wand, just like the Magician as well, just like on the Two of Wands. You know, we've got the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Knight of Wands, all holding on to this wand, moving toward the thing that you are drawn toward. And the Knight of Wands is like a new parent, or the Knight of Wands is like someone who just got started riding a bike, or someone who just got on a surfboard. You ain't going to be the king of the surfboard, or of the bike, or of the parenting world. You ain't going to be the best immediately. It takes time to practice. You don't know exactly what's going to happen. You're not certain how to control this feeling. You're not certain what even is this feeling. You're not certain even how deep it goes. But there is the energy of wanting to go toward it. There's the energy of wanting to dive into this unknown. There's an energy of wanting to go to new horizons, to go toward this new world that you feel, you know, that you don't understand. You know that you feel maybe like you're out of your depth. You feel like maybe, you know, I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know. There's two more cards that want to come out. There you go. You've got the Three of Cups and the Five of Cups. This is what needs to be released. And again, the Chariot at the bottom again. This is what needs to be. I'm looking, that's on the top as well. Ace of Pentacles. We have got celebration. Now, someone said on their channel that this, I think it was Minnow Pond Tarot, he said that this is like the losing the taste for wine. The man on this card, he's lost the taste for his wine. And I thought it made me reflect on this energy about, we call it emotional baggage, but it's like too much. It's like being saturated by. It's like, and in a sense, wallowing in that saturation, like knowing that there's been too much put into drinking this wine or thinking about this thing, that knowing there's been too much sort of focus on the sad and not enough of this, of not enough of the joys and the pleasures. And I feel like that is what you are releasing and what you need to release. And there is this energy of love, of new starts, of new beginnings, and of celebration in as the King of Cups and as the Knight of Wands, going toward creating this change and making this change toward the Ten of Cups, what you love, toward this passion, toward this deep connection that you feel, and toward yourself as the Hierophant, and this high level commitment, if that is what it is, that is what you want. Okay, let me see if there's anything that the chakras want to tell us. The chakra message. Let me just... yeah, it is that one, isn't it? Yeah, it's love. Your fourth chakra, green. I love your love center, compassion, unconditional love, hope, and forgiveness. So, you know, try to connect with your King of Cups this week. Try to connect with your King of Cups this month, and be truthful, be honest, and accept what it is you actually feel, and accept if you don't know that you don't know. But remember what the universe said. You can stay in that energy of I don't know, or you can simply, and you might not know still, you can stay in that energy, or you can move toward what it is you want and what you feel. Even if you don't know what the outcome's going to be with the moon card here, you can move towards it, and it seems outcome wise that that's what you choose to do, but it's your choice. Okay, my darling Geminis, your next reading will be next week. I'll do a love reading where we specifically look at love and your love situation. Then you can get your astrology the week after, and then the collective message. Well, it's not collective, it's individual signs time stamped, and that's going to be your full moon message as well, around when it's time for the full moon, just at the end of the month of May. Thank you so much for being here. Give this video a like, a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and follow Key Wisdom on Instagram and on Facebook. Thank you so much for being here, my darlings. Have a wonderful May, and I'll see you all again next week with your brand new readings. Take care, Gemini. Bye.